Right now at 10, it's not over yet. The Mississippi continues to rise as communities along its shores try to keep the flood at bay. And Senator Baldwin is demanding answers from the Secretary of the Army after a wildfire burned 3,000 acres earlier this month on and around Fort McCoy. Plus, a night of Hmong heritage. Eau Claire students gather to celebrate their culture.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski. As we speak, the Mississippi River is rising along western Wisconsin. This is a look at Riverside Park from earlier today, if we can cue that up. The floodwaters have creeped well into the grassy areas, and people are stopping by to get their own photos. La Crosse's Parks and Rec Department closed Riverside Park as well as the road that runs through it. Pettibone and Houska Park are also closed. The following trails are closed until further notice: the Cottonwood, Grand Crossing, Willow and Jim Asfort Marsh trails. Officials want to remind everyone, if you do not live in the town of Campbell, avoid the area. Reduced traffic will help emergency workers respond to situations more quickly. If you are a Town of Campbell resident, call 211 to learn more about recommended safety precautions. Floodwaters are creeping into downtown Fountain City, and the community is working to keep them at bay. Water has not breached the sandbag barrier the city has created, but instead has pushed up through cracks in the road. The city's mayor says the flooding is worse than expected.
It's much higher than we would like it to see. It's approaching flood levels that we've seen in the past that can be quite devastating, but we're handling it as best as we can.
The community is helping sandbagging operations. Busloads of students from the Cochran Fountain City School District are helping pile up the sandbags. One student says it's a way to pay back community support.
Just giving back to the community that's always helped us out, you know. I mean, they've always been to our football games and our basketball games, and they've really helped us out. So we just got to give back to them, and I think it's a good idea.
City officials are closing Highway 35 from Wisconsin 37 in Elma to just south of Fountain City. A detour is set up. Everyone is being asked to avoid driving through Fountain City. We have alternate route information on news8000.com. Prairie du Chien wasn't the only place where high schoolers helped. A viewer sent us these photos from PDC where students and staff filled and placed sandbags around houses. Sandbags are available to residents at the corner of East Washington Street and North Ohio Street. City officials are talking to county officials about starting up a second sandbag location. Now, the road closures do continue in Prairie du Chien. As a reminder, County Road K from Cliftwood Drive to Highway 35 is closed. There are several other closures in place. Meanwhile, all of St. Ferial Island remains closed. The Hoffman Hall Recreation Center is now a temporary shelter. If you need to evacuate, contact Crawford County Emergency. City officials are asking evacuees to contact Madison Gas and Electric and Alliant Energy if you are to evacuate your home. We have more information about resources on our website. So quite a situation developing in numerous communities up and down the Mississippi, Eric.
Right, and one thing to note, we've preached on this the past few days. If you see water over the roadways, do not drive in it because you don't know how deep it is, especially now that the Mississippi River in La Crosse is now at 15.69 feet. Earlier today, it was at 15.73, which is good enough for the third largest crest on record, and I think that's where we're going to go when this is all said and done. It's going to stay at that top 3. Now, for the next 5 days, the flooding is going to continue to occur. It's going to be imminent, not just for us, but if we pull out and take a look here, pretty much all of Iowa going into parts of Missouri, seeing some flooding as well. So we're not the only ones feeling this pain, but there is some good news. Let me show you this. Over the next 8 to 14 days, this is from the Climate Prediction Center, the precipitation goes below normal. So we kind of have a little bit of a break. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but we just have to wait a few more days. So we made it to 51 in La Crosse. Eau Claire made it to 50. The Double Nickels, 55 in Prairie du Chien, 56 was the high in Boscobel. And we're seeing temperatures in the 30s and 40s across the area at this hour. Mid-30s from Ladysmith to Eau Claire, 40s from Winona to La Crosse over towards Decorah and Prairie du Chien. Boscobel, you're at 47 degrees. Now the radar scan showing a little bit of precip at this hour. There's your temperature trend over the next several hours as well. Now, Ken, coming up in the first warn forecast, the good news, we get a break from the precip. The bad news, it is going to come back as we go into this weekend. So, as I said, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But we've got to get past this little thing first, and then we can start to see that light.
All right, and I'm sure you'll be plotting that out in the full forecast
Yes,
later on
yes,
tonight.
I will.
All right, Eric, sounds like a plan. Thank you.
You bet.
Well, back on the news side of things, if you saw smoke coming from the bluffs today, don't worry too much. La Crosse's Parks, Rec, and Forestry crews were doing controlled burns in prairies and blufflands. The Thompson and Fitzpatrick Pollinator Prairie was burned today. These controlled burns help native plants get rid of extra dead grasses. Now, Senator Tammy Baldwin is asking for answers after the wildfire in Monroe County and on Fort McCoy. That last week burned roughly 3,000 acres and took 3 days to get under control. Now, the senator is sending a letter to Army Secretary Christine Wormuth asking 4 questions about the decision-making process for running those prescribed burns. She also asks how the Army coordinates with the state's Department of Natural Resources when doing scheduled burns. Baldwin states in the letter that the investigation is ongoing. We have a link to the full letter on news8000.com. At the state government level, a bipartisan group of Wisconsin lawmakers is reviving a bill that would make major changes to wiping a past criminal conviction. Current state law only allows an expungement request if the person committed the crime before age 25. Republican Assemblyman David Steffen's bill would remove that requirement and also make certain crimes like stalking and criminal trespass ineligible for expungement. It would also throw out the requirement that a convict has to ask for the possibility of expungement the day of sentencing. Under this bill, a convict can request an expungement 1 year after completing a sentence. Expungement does remain impossible, though, for violent felonies. Steffen is also floating a bill idea to the Assembly that would give parents full control over their kids' social media and impose a social media curfew for users under age 18. The idea would require age verification for new accounts and restrict the number of targeted ads that minors are shown. Steffen tells Wisconsin Public Radio it's an effort to address mental health concerns that social media platforms can sometimes enhance. Steffen's idea comes after Utah signed a similar bill last month, though critics argue such a law is hard to enforce and kids can get around potential requirements. And the Assembly has reintroduced a bill that would make financial literacy a required course for Wisconsin high schoolers. State Republicans brought it up last year, but too late for school districts to have either time and money to implement. The bill would shorten the requirement to a half credit starting in 2028, but it would still present a cost to public schools, many of whom have already gone to referendum to pay for current classes. Now, some western Wisconsin districts like Arcadia already require a financial literacy class to graduate, but only 34% of the state's districts require it. The winners of the 3rd Congressional District Art Competition were announced today. In first place is a painting named No Screen Window by Taryn Everson from Holman High School. This painting will be displayed in the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. for a full year. Second place winner is Gai Nu Zhang with this embroidered piece depicting koi fish. This will be displayed in the 3rd District's office in D.C. Zhang says the announcement came as a surprise.
It was really unexpected. I wasn't thinking I would win any place at all, so I think I'm very honored to hear that I got 2nd place.
And Zhang is also from Holman High School. In Eau Claire tonight, Hmong students and members of the community gathered to celebrate their culture. The Hmong Heritage Celebration was full of performances by students as well as a Hmong language spelling bee and traditional food. The Hmong Club brings together these students from both Eau Claire North High School and Memorial High School. One student says the club and events like these can help her peers reconnect with their heritage.
I had a bunch of friends who lost their language and lost their culture, didn't really know what to do. But now because of Hmong Club, they know what to wear, how to prep, what food.
North has Hmong language and history classes as well. The Heritage Night also had information about community resources for the local Hmong community. After the break, students are spreading kindness. 5th graders at Bangor are sharing love to younger classmates with their own version of the Little Heart Project. And later in sports, the Aaron Rodgers Rodeo will ride on to New York. The Packers and Jets strike a deal for the 4-time MVP and Packer all-timer. We'll break down what it does for Green Bay's draft strategy this week later on.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford SUV to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on a new Ford Explorer. It's showtime. Now, for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on a new Ford Explorer. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WIS-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
Small acts of kindness can go a long way. One Bangor Elementary School club knows that well. They gave up their recess once a week to volunteer and uplift their community. And now they're helping spread an Onalaska woman's mission a little bit further. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen joins us live in studio to share their crusade for kindness.
Ken, if you guys remember, we first met Kathleen Jensen in August, months after she started the Little Heart Project. Since then, it's expanded across the state and country, and now her project is making a difference at Bangor Elementary in a group of 5th graders' own special way. Piece by piece,
I usually do these colors.
these Bangor 5th graders are focused on their art, a project that's helping them master a different craft.
Feel good.
Kindness.
I like to do it because it makes me happy and because it makes other people happy.
A happiness inspired by Kathleen Jensen's Little Heart Project. She crochets hearts with messages for suicide prevention.
It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't need to take, state funding. It's simple and it's tangible.
All right, come on in.
Elementary school counselor Matt Jacobson took her message to heart.
We decided to kind of adapt our theme, obviously not talking about suicide at the elementary level, but talking about just caring and sharing love.
On Monday, the kids got a chance to share the love themselves.
Everybody will have it on their backpack to show a sign of love and kindness because everybody needs to know that they're loved.
Giving love to the littlest peers in the 4K classroom.
I'm trying to teach these kids we don't always have to get something back. We're going to get something back in return, so much more of just the feeling of caring and kindness.
We're here to spread kindness and to show that everybody loves you.
Starting with a little heart.
You like it?
There's just such a need for kindness, which is what these kids did today. And that's, I think, the key to, it's changing the world.
So I've got some of the hearts that they made right here. Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
The kids are planning on tying the hearts to every bag in the school. So here they are. They're all handmade. I've got one on my backpack.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
You're going to need to share those for the rest of us.
I will.
Here.
They're so cute.
And it's so cool that, an initial mission has kind of been spread in an organic way for a different kind of age group.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Kathleen sends me updates pretty much every week of things that they've done, and this one was a very cool development.
Absolutely.
So yeah, lots of fun.
A great story. Thanks very much, Emily.
Thank you.
If you'd like to get involved with the Little Heart Project, you can check out its website. We'll have that linked at news8000.com. Still ahead tonight, our latest Hometown Hero features a volunteer EMT in one of our rural communities. Viola's Sadie Wallace is inspiring the next generation of emergency medicine. We'll have that story, but first.
For weather, we have a little bit of rain on the radar as we speak. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 20s and 30s will greet you. We'll get a break in the precipitation, but how long will that last? I'll have that answer in the First Warn forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
At Batteries Plus, we do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives. Need a phone fixed? We got it. Get powered in-store, curbside, and at batteriesplus.com.
I went from doing heroin and cocaine on a daily basis to selling things, stealing things, even selling to my friends, and then cutting it down just to keep my addiction going. Knowing that there's Narcan out there that could help you not die and have that chance of tomorrow, I'd hope everyone does their due diligence in learning ways they can get it.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday.
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high output engine. Visit hometownchevy.com.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Come explore and plan your next home improvement project at the Board Store Home Improvement's historic 8-building showroom, 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse.
Here we go, the latest numbers. Eau Claire, 771.34 feet as of the top of the hour. You go over towards Wabasha, 16.99, just shy of 17 feet there. Let's go down the Mississippi, shall we? Minnesota City, 664.03 feet. Over towards the Trempealeau area, 650.84. Let's go over towards the La Crosse area. La Crosse sitting at 644.59. La Crosse is at 15.69. Let's go down to Lansing, 18.92 feet as of the top of the hour. Go over towards the Lynxville area, 629.46. And then we go over towards the one of main concern right now, the McGregor area, over towards Prairie du Chien, seeing 22.18 feet at this hour. So a big concern over the next several days. That's going to be in play, and we're seeing some rain being picked up on the radar, but some of this is not hitting the ground. It's being picked up in the upper levels of the atmosphere on the radar, but it's just not hitting the ground at this time. That's a little bit of good news there. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 20s and 30s will greet you. 25 in Ladysmith, 26 Black River Falls, 25 Sparta, 29 Viroqua, 31 will be the morning start in Boscobel. We'll start the day with a mixture of sun and clouds, more clouds than sun as we go into the 7 o'clock time frame. Then you can kind of see the clouds dwindle down as we go into the afternoon and early evening hours. By the 10 o'clock hour, again, a few little clouds out there, but that's really about it. For tomorrow, look at the temperatures going back into the low 50s across La Crosse County. Same story for our southern zones, mixture of sun and clouds. Over towards Brownsville, 52. New Albany will be going to 52. Same story in Lansing, 50 in Waukon, 51 in Whitehall, as well as Blair, Melrose. You'll make it to 52. 51 in Mondovi. Then our northern zone, the traditionally cooler zone, if you will, we'll see temperatures in the upper 40s, low 50s. I want to draw your attention to Eau Claire, though. Eau Claire, you're going to make it to 51 degrees, but here's how you get there. You'll start the day off with a temperature of 32. You'll go to 48 by the 2 o'clock hour, and then mid-40s by the 8 o'clock hour. The good news, no precip chances in the forecast. In La Crosse, we'll see a high of 52, and here's how we get there. We'll go to 35 by 8 a.m. We'll go to 50 by the 2 o'clock hour. We'll stay in the low 50s throughout the mid-afternoon hours, and then by the 8 o'clock hour, we'll see temperatures going into the upper 40s. Outside right now, not bad at all. Look at La Crosse, 42 degrees out there. We have partly cloudy skies. It feels like 38 with winds out of the northeast at 7 miles per hour. In Eau Claire, you're at 35 degrees. Again, partly cloudy skies is the main rule. Feels like 31 with winds out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. So we're getting on the back end of this high pressure system. And what this is going to allow things to do is this is going to push its way to the east. We get on the back end. It's going to allow that wind to come out of the south, which is going to allow us to warm up. We're going to go back into the 50s tomorrow, mid-50s by Wednesday, and how about 60s by the end of the week, but there's a little bit of a caveat to that forecast. So we're going to hover right around freezing for tonight. We'll stay mostly cloudy. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's your day planner for tomorrow. 35 degrees with partly cloudy skies by 8 a.m. We'll go into the mid-40s by the lunch hour. 50s by the 2 to 4 o'clock time frame. You see that wind staying out of the north and northeast. The next 8 days, we go to 57 Wednesday, 63 for Thursday. Here's the caveat I was talking about. That rain chance starts to pick up Thursday evening. Then it really ramps up Friday. We go to 62 degrees. Let's break out the weekend. Saturday, we go to 54. Sunday, we go to 50, but we keep that rain chance. Unfortunately, in the forecast, it's kind of like you take the good, take the bad, put it together. There you have one crazy forecast. Monday, we go to 51 with a 40% chance of an afternoon thunderstorm or two. And then you go to 56 on Tuesday. But in all seriousness, with the flooding concerns, any other time, if this was like in the middle part of July, summertime, I would say bring on the rain. This is the time where we just need to put the brakes on to say it needs to stop.
Yeah, peak flooding season right here.
Yes.
All right, Eric, thanks very much. Still ahead in sports, Giannis back on the floor just in time for pivotal Bucks Game 4 in Miami, and the Rodgers era comes to an end in Green Bay. A concession from both the Packers and Jets looks to have sealed the deal. Rob's in next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. At Mayo Clinic Health System, get personalized specialty care with access to experts from orthopedics to neurosurgery and cardiology to cancer care, all close to home.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford SUV to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on a new Ford Explorer. It's showtime. Now, for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on a new Ford Explorer. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Hey, Nick. Want your usual?
Yeah, please.
How's your day going?
Oh, pretty good. Air conditioning went out at the house, and I got some guys coming over to fix it.
Nothing that GNT can't take your mind off of, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I can always depend on GNC to put my mind at ease.
Especially when I make them, eh?
Well, I'm talking about GNC heating and air conditioning. They have never let me down.
GNT, the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Maybe I should switch to GNT.
Would you look at that?
It's beautiful.
Wow.
That's our boy.
So proud.
Enjoy one of our tasty bagel sandwiches, like the steak, egg, and cheese bagel or the sausage, egg, and cheese bagel.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $37.50 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
How do we decide what hotel to book? Fear not.
I got you. Choice Hotels has a hotel for every type of stay. Like a comfort with the kiddos.
Spacious.
That's what they all say. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct at choicehotels.com.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Health System. Here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
It's been 40 days since Aaron Rodgers said he plans to play for the New York Jets. The only thing holding the trade up at the time was compensation. And after almost 6 weeks, the compensation has been agreed upon. The four-time MVP is no longer a part of the green and gold. The Packers and Jets reportedly coming to an agreement on Monday, with Rodgers as the centerpiece in this blockbuster trade. And after 18 years as a Packer, Rodgers will have a new home in 2023. The 39-year-old was drafted by Green Bay in the first round back in 2005, and he built a Hall of Fame resume over that span. A 10-time Pro Bowler, a 4-time MVP, 4-time first-team All-Pro, Super Bowl champ, and a Super Bowl MVP, leading the Packers to a championship back in 2011. After almost 2 decades of making Lambeau Field his home, Rodgers will go from the green and gold to the green and white. Obviously a tough decision for the Packers GM, but earlier today, Brian Gutekunst spoke about the legacy that Rodgers leaves behind in Green Bay.
He'll always be a Packer, you know what I mean? And he's
he'll want to be one of the best that ever have done it around here, and I have a lot of respect how he went about it, and he'll be missed. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, players like that don't come around very often, but at the same time, we're really excited where we're headed and what we're moving to do, and wish him nothing but the best.
Let's take a look at the trade details, see who gets what here. As for the Jets, they'll get Rodgers, obviously. They'll pick swap with the Packers, so Green Bay will get the 13th pick. Jets will get the 15th overall pick on Thursday. New York will also get a 5th-round pick. As for the Packers, Green Bay gets the 42nd overall pick, a 6th-rounder, and the Packers also receive a conditional 2024 2nd-round pick that will become a 1st-rounder if Rodgers plays 65% of the Jets' snaps. All right, shifting gears now to the high school sports scene. The weather has not been ideal lately here in the Cooley region, but we had a good matchup tonight on the pitch with 2 MVC rivals going head-to-head. Central and Holman squaring off. Riverhawks and Vikings hitting the field at Logan High School. Back-and-forth match, no score in the 70th minute. Central on the attack. Grace Wilkerson is fouled in the box. Central now with the PK and a chance to take the lead here, and Kate Heiderscheit delivers. The junior finds the back of the net. Riverhawks hold on for the win, 1-0. Let's go to Miami for Game 4. Bucks in trouble late. Heat on a 13-0 run. They're up 1 with 3 to go, but Giannis puts Milwaukee back on top, counted +1. Bucks up 2 until Caleb Martin knocks down the 3. It's 105-104 Miami. 2.5 to go now. Bucks looking for the answer. Drew Holiday, top of the key, steps back, and he's going to bury the triple. Milwaukee goes back up 2, but the story of the night was this guy, Jimmy Butler, single-handedly taking this game over. That's why they call him Playoff Jimmy. 56 points on the night for Butler. He puts the Bucks on the brink. Miami wins Game 4, 119-114, as the Heat take a 3-1 series lead. Game 5 is back in Milwaukee on Wednesday. And finally, former Aquinas standout Lexi Donarski announcing that she'll be transferring to ACC powerhouse North Carolina in 2023. Donarski spent the last 3 seasons at Iowa State. She was named Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year in 2022. She earned a spot on the All-Big 12 first team as a sophomore, leading the Cyclones all the way to the Sweet 16. Donarski started every game she played in at Iowa State, but now with 2 years of eligibility still left in her college career, the former Blue Gold will be wearing Carolina blue as she heads to Chapel Hill to join the Tar Heels. So an awesome move there for Lexi.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Absolutely.
I can't stop thinking about what happened with the Bucks just now.
I know. He was upset, guys. He was upset, which says a lot that you've really embraced the Wisconsin sports market.
Look, I
as a New Yorker.
I love good playoff basketball. It was an unbelievable performance by Butler. But you're the #1 seed.
Yeah.
One of the best defenses in the league. You got to play like it, and that was a must-win.
One guy on the Heat to shut down.
Yeah.
In Jimmy Butler, and they couldn't do it.
Now it's must-win. Literally a must-win on Wednesday.
Big hole for the rest of the series.
Yep.
Rob, thanks very much.
You got it.
We got more news right after this.
Get Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. And ballpark buns, just $2.48 at Hy-Vee. That's Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. And ballpark hot dog or hamburger buns, just $2.48. Tuesday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford truck to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, 1 sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
No, you hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus we'll give you an extra $200. US Cellular, built for us.
Want luxury hair repair that doesn't cost $50? Pantene's Pro Vitamin Formula repairs hair, as well as the leading luxury bonding treatment for softness and resilience without the price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
My secret to beating sniff chicks? Secret dry spray. Just spray and stay fresh all day.
My turn.
Secret actually fights odor, and it's aluminum free. Hours later, still fresh. Secret works.
Get Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. And ballpark buns, just $2.48 at Hy-Vee. That's Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. And ballpark hot dog or hamburger buns, just $2.48. Tuesday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Welcome back. The people who go above and beyond every day have the potential to reshape not only their present-day community, but the next generation as well. Sophia Pullman introduces us to our latest hometown hero.
Not all heroes wear capes. That couldn't be more true for a local volunteer EMT on Kickapoo Rescue Squad in Viola, Wisconsin. Our April hometown hero goes to Sadie Wallace, a volunteer EMT for over 16 years. She's had her fair share of serving her community in times of need.
I just like to help people.
On top of being an emergency medical technician, she works in her local emergency department, sharing her love of helping others through her hard work and dedication.
If I have to leave a birthday party or a school event or something like that, they know that it's because I have to help someone else.
Sadie was nominated by her daughter Lydia, who just so happens to be graduating in her mother's footsteps this May.
I've always wanted to go into emergency medicine because of her. She's been an EMT for as long as I can remember.
Lydia hopes people hear her mom's story and see what's good in the world.
I just hope they realize that there is, in small spaces even, there are people who care about each and every individual.
Reporting in Viola, Wisconsin, Sophia Pullman, News 8 Now.
And if you know someone in your community who goes above and beyond, you can nominate a future hometown hero on our website, news8000.com. We'll be right back after this.
I won't write your will.
I don't write contracts.
I won't handle your divorce.
I do know a few things about personal injury law.
All I do is help injured people get the compensation they deserve.
At Bygoff and Rohde, that's how we get results.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, or current Chevy owners get $37.50 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high output engine. Visit hometownchevy.com.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
When the insurance company sees Bygoff and Rohde on the other side, they know they're in for a fight. It's your life, but it's our fight. And they know that if they're not being fair with us, they will find themselves in court, and that's how Bygoff and Rohde gets results for its clients.
Time for the good and the bad of the 8-day. The good news is we get a break from the rain tomorrow and Wednesday with highs in the 50s. The bad news, it resumes this weekend. We'll see temperatures in the 60s Thursday and Friday, back into the 50s for the weekend.
And I wish we had our poll software, but at least I feel at peace now that the Rogers deal is done.
I do too.
Yeah, we can all move forward.
And I'm a Jets fan as well, so I get to see the Hall of Famers.
We'll have
sling
Aaron
it every
Rodgers
Sunday.
highlights no matter what. We'll see you tomorrow.